I go by Mike or Tiny. That's
And Tiny, and is there a story behind Tiny?
yeah.
Okay.
I got that on the fire department years ago. Just some friends of mine started calling me Tiny, and now it's just stuck. I was a lot bigger when they named me that, so it was a lot. It was more funny,
It's tongue in
that
cheek
way.
in that.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So you've been a firefighter for how long?
Since actually in 2 weeks will be 15 years
With Rittman the entire
with
time?
Rittman. Yeah.
Okay. So I understand you had some health problems. Was it diabetes?
Yes, I am
Okay.
diabetic. I became diabetic. It's been about the same time, about 15 years now that I've been diabetic. I've been relatively healthy the entire time, and actually had some tremendous back pain. So I went to the hospital to get that figured out, chiropractors and all that stuff, and ended up getting transferred up to here because they thought I had a herniated disc or a couple herniated discs in my back that needed to be repaired. So when we left down there to come up here, I was with the assumption I was going to go into back surgery the next morning.
And when was this? When did you have
This would have been, well, what did I say? I've been in here for 7. Today's Thursday.
You said you came in on the 2nd.
Okay, would have been that the second. Then yeah.
the 2nd of November?
Yeah.
That's when you had the problems with the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Previous to that, about a week before that, I did.
Okay.
And then they did a bunch of blood tests and found that I had this heavy-duty infection all throughout my back and the muscles, and it had gotten into the discs in my back and into my spine. So that's why they have me on these antibiotics, and they did further tests, and they ended up, they did an echocardiogram and saw something on my heart valves in my chest. So they ended up doing a heart catheterization, went in there and found that I do have a bad valve that is only working 25%. So I have to have that either repaired or replaced. They'll determine that when they get inside. The best part about the whole situation is I wouldn't have found out about it unless I had this heart catheterization. Was they found in one of my arteries a blockage in the artery they call the widowmaker. So just by luck, I say luck very loosely, but just by luck I got this infection, which is setting forth the motion to get all these tests done, and then they find this blockage that could have killed me. And it could have been bad news. I wasn't very far away from a heart attack. So.
And you're 42, right?
41.
41.
Yep, I'll be
Married with
42 in
kids?
December. Yep, married with 2 daughters.
Okay. So I'm trying to understand. Someone said something about the problem, sort of the foot injury.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so-
I have. Being diabetic, I have a wound on my foot that has been taking a very long time to heal, and it has been showing steady progression as far as healing, but it hasn't closed up yet. So that's the determination that that wound in my foot is what the avenue that the bacteria took to get inside of me.
So it started
So,
with the foot,
yeah.
and it spread to your blood. In your
Yeah,
bloodstream is
yeah.
a bacterial infection?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How severe was this bacterial infection?
It was pretty bad. The first surgeon I spoke with told me that I should just be lucky and thankful that I am not paralyzed or dead from this infection. So we caught it at the right time.
So does the infection in the bloodstream then affect what's happening with your heart, or are they two completely separate?
They thought it was going to be. They thought it was 2 separate bacteria, but I guess after they did their tests, they said that it is all the same bacteria that was causing all of this.
So the heart issue that you're having is related
Is-
to everything.
yes,
Foot,
yes.
bloodstream.
Yeah,
heart.
not necessarily the blockage. That was just from being my age, but the heart valve issue was compounded by the.
What's going through your mind at this age that you're going through something like this? And, you're here, you are trained to help others, and you find yourself on the other side.
Well, I'm very thankful for the support system I've had as far as that goes. That's been the best thing about this is I've always had people by my side to help me get through this, because I'm going to be honest with you, it was a super scary situation. I say I'm only 41 very loosely because I'm 41, not ready to leave this earth yet. I feel I have a lot more to do before I pass on. So I guess my biggest thing would be the fear is what it is of what could have happened if they had not found these blockages in my heart.
And so then on Monday you're having open heart surgery.
Yes.
What are they doing there?
They are going to, they're going to open me up. They're going to determine for sure if my heart valve that they're having the problems with, they're going to determine for sure if it can be repaired or if it just needs a total replacement. They're leaning towards more of a total replacement for the valve. And then while they're in there, they're going to do a bypass on that artery that has the blockages.
In the meantime, is the infection under control?
It is getting under control,
Think
yes.
so?
Yeah, the pain I've been having, they said all the pain that I've been having for the past couple of weeks is a result of the infection.
And your pain was in the back most?
Yeah, in my back and in my leg. And that has definitely eased up a lot. It's gotten a lot better.
Were you working through this too?
I did it at first, I did. And then it got to where what prompted me to actually go to the hospital is I couldn't perform my job function. So I ended up going into the hospital the first time to figure out what was going on.
Okay, and then what's
So.
the long-term prognosis for you going to be in here for a while?
They said as long as everything goes good, I'll be on IV antibiotics at least for the next month. But they said as long as everything goes good, I have the surgery on Monday and I'll be going home Friday.
Okay.
So.
And the community has been tremendous with their
Absolutely.
support for you. What do you make
Absolutely.
of fire department in Sharon Township,
Yep.
the fish fry, the gun raffle, all that stuff?
That stuff, it overwhelms me, honestly. To see that many people that are standing behind me like that, it's amazing. It means a lot. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I can't thank everybody enough, for everything that everybody has done. And
Well,
it just,
you're a firefighter, you're used to helping people, and they want to help
Yeah.
you. Right?
yeah, well, yeah. And I do appreciate that too. It's not it's not lost on me how good people can be, and it definitely restores faith in humanity on how things can be. I have such a huge family of, all my brothers and sisters on the fire department, and my family being behind me. It's just overwhelming. I can't say thank you enough.
And you're in good hands on Monday. You got
Yep.
a great team.
Yep, absolutely. And the doctors and nurses here have been nothing but wonderful for me. They've all taken very good care of me and making a bad situation a little better.
Do they know what caused the bacterial infection?
They just bacteria somehow came through that
Just
foot
lodged.
wound,
Okay.
yeah, and then just happened to latch into my back and went from there.
How old are your daughters?
I have a 6-year-old and a 16-year-old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's got to be hard too.
Yeah. It has been. Very thankful for our family and friends that have stepped up to help us take care of at least our 6-year-old. My 16-year-old, she's pretty self-sufficient,
Right.
and she lives with her mother. She's been very strong through it all. She's been, right there by my side, lifting me up, and it's been
a
great.
moment like this makes you take stock in perspective. of life.
Absolutely. It totally rethinks my entire way of living. It really does. And for the better. I mean, it makes me want to be a better person. It makes me want to do whatever I can to help people as much as I possibly can, because people don't have to be the way they are being to me, as far as that goes, if that makes any sense. People don't have to do that. But all these people are stepping up and helping me the way they are. How could somebody not have a wonderfully positive outlook on that,
And the money would be needed because all your medical
Yes,
expenses are
yes.
not.
Unfortunately, with the medical expenses and just the cost of living, everything, and not working, my wife is trying to hold down the fort on everything, which she's been doing a wonderful job. So
Helps out.
it does alleviate some of the worry.
Right. Nothing you asked for. Just
No, I did not. Yeah, it's just everybody has stepped up and done amazing things.
Fantastic. You might have some questions that I didn't think of.
Sure, they did a good job. Now, so you're an EMT and a firefighter?
Yes,
So-
ma'am. I'm a basic EMT and a firefighter
so
one.
So depending on the call, you will show up to people's houses if they're having a heart attack or if
Yes.
they're having a fire.
Yes.
So tell me, you started to say a little earlier, tell us about the ambulance ride. So did you have to call a squad? Or?
We actually, because of being on the fire department, I was able to call, one of my friends, you know, that was able to get the ball rolling as far as get the county to dispatch the ambulance and all that kind of stuff.
Because you were just, your pain was bad?
Yeah, extreme pain. I've never had pain like that my entire life.
Okay.
At home or at the fire?
At home.
Okay.
And so they came up.
So your own crew, your own?
Yeah, my own people were
folks,
able to
okay.
take me. Yes,
Okay.
and
what was that like?
it was neat. I know my people. I know, like I said, I know my family on the fire department. I know how good they treat everybody and how, you know, the level of care that they provide. So there was absolutely no worry. You know,
Just a little odd to be in the.
it is odd being the one. I'm not one that usually like being a center of attention, so it was a little odd being that.
Now, you said you've been with Rittman for 15 years.
Yeah.
You were born and raised in Rittman?
No, I was actually born and raised in Wadsworth, and I moved to Rittman in would have been 17 years ago. So, yeah.
And how long do you think you'll be away from work and you want to go back?
I am absolutely ready to go back to work, but they're telling me at the very latest it's going to be a couple months. So, with all the IV treatments and then rehab, recuperating from the surgery.
And going back to that Widowmaker, you know, they call it the Widowmaker
Yeah.
because, you know, it's
Yeah, when something
scary.
happens with that,
Did you
it's
have any, no heart
No.
conditions, no high blood pressure?
nope. I had my
cholesterol
heart,
high?
my blood pressure was elevated a little bit, but not enough to really cause any much concern for me. I just assumed it was the diabetes that was causing that, and I was on a medication to keep it lowered, and it was doing good. But
So your
it's
back
just
pain
happened.
and this bacteria saved your.
Absolutely, yep, absolutely. Had I not had those tests done, then it wouldn't have been very long before I had a heart attack myself. So.
And the
Yep.
foot, the initial infection, do you think it's
Mhm.
brought on because of complications with the diabetes, or do they? Or
I
is that
doubt
too
it,
much?
honestly. I mean, I guess in a roundabout way it could be because the having diabetes
Well, that's your open wound,
Right.
Yeah.
allowed the wound to stay open longer than a normal person.
Okay.
Or I don't say normal, but you know, a person that doesn't have diabetes.
Okay.
So I guess it could be attributed to that.
You think the infection got in through that?
And through the wound in the foot, yeah. So that's that.
And that was